So this is what's known as a bus stop bypass, or a floating bus stop, which TfL has rolled out across London. There's at least 50 of these across London, and they've expanded under Sadiq Khan, the Labour mayor. And they're controversial because, as you can see behind me, there's a zebra crossing, but it's barely marked, and what we're witnessing is scores of cyclists streaming through without stopping for pedestrians. Now, the idea of floating bus stops or bus stop bypasses is that it separates the cyclists from the vehicles on the road. Equally, it stops the bus passengers from stepping out directly into a cycle lane. However, campaigners, especially blindness campaigners, argue that it puts blind people at risk because they cannot hear whether the cyclists are going to stop for them or not. Equally, it puts elderly people and disabled people at risk. Now, the Telegraph has carried out a survey this morning here at one of these bus stop bypasses here on Whitechapel Road. Very busy area. It's part of the network of cycle superhighways that Sadiq Khan has rolled out. And what we've seen is almost all the cyclists failing to stop at the zebra crossing when there are pedestrians or bus passengers waiting to stop. In one case, we saw a man on crutches who was waiting to cross the zebra crossing, and 17 cyclists streamed past without stopping. Some cyclists come through at an incredible rate of knots through a very, very narrow cycle lane here. As you can see behind me, the bus passengers spill out into the cycle lanes, and it creates hazardous conditions when the cyclists are streaming through. They come sort of in herds at rush hour. This is on Whitechapel Road, this cycle lane. However, there are other floating bus stops with zebra crossings in areas such as Westminster by the Guy's and St Thomas's Hospital. That's led that hospital to actually petition previously for the floating bus stop to be abandoned. In other areas such as Vauxhall and Blackfriars as well. There have been near misses as well, where some have had to step into the cycle lane and step back to avoid being run over by cyclists. Now, some of these floating bus stops in London are not zebra crossings, but others increasingly are. TfL argues this is actually safer. However, what we're seeing is the zebra crossing is so unclearly marked that the obligations that a zebra crossing brings on cyclists are not being observed.